We're like 2 weeks away from Masters Toronto, which means that we need to predict who's gonna win before everything goes sideways and we match fix. So as you know, T1, aka Faker and Saxorg, won Masters Bangkok even after Platchat put them in bottom place. Like, they were gonna lose instantly. So if you're trying to be smart with your predictions and listen to the experts, you're wrong, okay? Shut up. So instead, here's an actual good tier list of which teams are gonna win. And we're gonna be ranking them based on the 3 C's and a K. The 3 C's are Contender, aka they can win. Chaos, which is they're a wild card. They could win. They could also just instantly lose in Twist stage. Copium for all you PaperX fans. And of course, Carmine Corp 2023, aka don't smoke yourself off with an operator. Bilibili Gaming. Honestly, with the state of how VCT China is, this team is anybody's guess. Like, you mean to tell me that EDG did not qualify for Masters Toronto? It's a good day to be alive, or good year. I don't know. Anyways, these guys are what I like to call inconsistent. They did an insane lower backer run in VCT China playoffs and are honestly looking pretty good with their best player. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Wishi looking very cracked on the neon, I must say. They're playing against Team Liquid in their first match, and honestly, Nats and Keiko are looking really in form right now. However, I do feel like Team Liquid has like an NRG in them. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Shout out Artis.
Wait, Artis float his team.
So be on the lookout for a Bilibili win. In all honesty though, Bilibili is in essence just a lot of chaos and good aim and also really good strats. So they could 13-0 themselves. I don't really know how that works, but they could. Anyways, that's why I'm putting them in chaos tier. They could get some flashy wins, or they might disappear faster than a tier 2 NA player who are caught match fixing. Wolves Esport, big up Wolverhampton. What a day to be a Sentinels fan. Am I right? I swear to God, if we lose against these guys, I'm gonna go bald. Anyways, this is China's 3rd seed team. I don't think anyone really expects a lot from this team, meaning they will probably win against Sentinel, knowing my luck. I just have a feeling they'll go through the classic, who are these guys, into the 13-2 arc. And then just like beat a top 5 team and knock them out of playoffs. But hey, who am I to judge? As for predictions, expect these guys to be group stage demons, but then get knocked out before anyone actually learns the roster. So straight into Carmine Corp 2023 tier. Okay, moving on to everyone's favorite team, G2. These motherfuckers are probably the closest thing you come to God in Valorant, winning both stage 1 and also kickoff, and almost winning against T1, but not quite. This is probably a war crime, by the way. I don't know if I should like whatever. And ever since they've added Jogomo onto their team, so handsome, by the way, good style, they've just been on a run. Like, they've just been on a streak. It's safe to say that you don't want to fuck with these guys. Their last international, Masters Bangkok, they almost won and like won their first trophy other than Ascension, but unfortunately they did choke. But that's fine, they've learned their lesson. They're now locked in again. So what I'm trying to say is them experiencing this loss will probably mean that they're even more locked in and might win. It's what I would have said if Tail didn't get nerfed, because as you see, Trent is probably right now in shambles. This motherfucker, the last 60 days have only played Tail. 30 maps, 30, only Tail, every single one. I can't lie, I wouldn't be surprised if Riot Games renamed this character to Trento instead of Tail, because Trent is abusing this guy. And now that he's nerfed, we'll see what happens. I mean, Trent is still good on Sova, but we'll see what happens. I'm not gonna say anything. Please lose G2, please. Do you guys think Trent's bedroom looks something like this? Anyways, it would be dumb to not put them in contenders tier, because like they're still G2. They're still like extremely good. And I generally think these guys will probably either win or will come Heretics place, aka second place. And if they win Toronto, everybody here is legally obligated to subscribe. Remember that. GenG, are you open mind? Because I sure as hell am. If these guys play to their ceiling and texture or sexture, as some of you unks in the scene might call him, gets an ace, then these guys might do unbelievable things and actually win the tournament like they did in Masters Shanghai long time ago, for you TikTok kids probably. However, I do have my doubts, and for this I'm gonna need my nerd glasses. Okay, let me read up here. For one, their strategies have always been very pattern based, meaning that teams that are good at anti-stratting will have an easier time against them because their patterns are quite common and quite readable. They also have a lot of pressure and inexperience now since Ash recently joined their team, and he's a freshie, so we'll see how they handle that. Anyways, I do think they look good, and I do have them going to playoffs in my pick'ems. Copy my pick'ems if you want to win, by the way. I'm not Patchat. And as long as they don't face it off against Sentinels in playoffs, they should be good to go. That being said though, I don't think they'll win. That's why we put them in the chaos tier. Fnatic coming in hot from winning stage 1 in EMEA. They look locked the fuck in. However, we got to remember that EU kind of got nerfed this tournament. Let's be real, because their PCs were so shit that they had to postpone playoffs, meaning that every single EU team in this tournament will have 2 weeks less to prepare. So that's not good. However, Fnatic is just still good. So do I think that will matter with the way they're playing right now? No, absolutely not. These guys are crazy, especially not with the power of bromance from Crashies and Boaster. Fnatic are also one of those teams who didn't really abuse Tail, meaning that they're well prepared for the new meta, which is basically just the old meta with Yoru. So yeah. However, in order to win though, I do believe they need Kayak to abuse the op again, because my god, that this guy hit some nice shots. I'm honestly just excited to see Boaster break dance on an international again. So let's just hope they do good in playoffs. I'm putting these guys in the contender tier. They might get their 3rd international trophy. So we'll see. And this also means that Chronicle might get his 4th trophy, which is crazy. My Go 10s only has 2. That's okay. We love 10. If they don't though, I know that every single EMEA fan will just blame it on the PCs. Like, I'm European, but I don't really like watching EMEA. I'm more of an Americas type of guy. But anyways, we will just blame it on the PCs, bro, if we don't make it far. Team Heretics. They are the masters of coming this close to winning a trophy, but then they get 2nd place. If there was a silver trophy, they're probably already polishing theirs. 3 times have these guys gotten 2nd place. It sucks. I love them so much, and I know it sucks, but somebody has to do it. That being said though, when these guys are locked in, I genuinely think they look like the best team in the world. If Miniboo and Rians are shooting, I don't think anyone can stop them. Valorant even said this.
Probably Heretics. I think Heretics is pretty good.
However, we would need to see Miniboo play like Prime Ronaldo, which honestly he's been doing in EMEA, so there is a possibility. Therefore, Team Heretics are going to Chaos tier. Not because I don't think they're contenders to win. I just think that they're probably going to go 2nd place again. Team Liquid. Please don't play against Sentinels. Please don't play against Sentinels, please. This is a team that keeps you guessing. One day, they're taking down top tier teams. The next day, they're losing against Gentlemates. Not that Gentlemates is bad, French fans. I'm not saying that. They're very good. I love Gentlemates so much. However, the roster has seen some shakeups, bringing in Camo, Tech, and also now even more recently Serial, or Serial Killer I think his name is. But fresh faces mean fresh strategies, right? But sometimes, I don't know, it just feels like they're trying to figure out their roles mid-match, which is probably not that good. That being said, I don't think they'll make it out of the Swiss stage, so therefore I'm putting them in Copium tier. Team Liquid fans will probably also blame that EMEA had shit PCs and therefore they had less play time than other teams, so the Copium tier just like makes more sense. MIBR, holy can we just like take a moment to thank Aspas? This guy turned one of the worst teams in Americas, probably the worst team in Americas, into a team that get qualified for internationals. He's undoubtedly the best player in the world. But Leo! Okay, put Leo on Koi and watch him fix the team. I genuinely feel like MIBR could be one of the dark horses in this tournament, because there is like a slight part of me that feels like they're just gonna like ram through Swiss stages and then make it all the way into semifinals or even grand finals. The only problem here again is Teo nerves, because as you know, yeah, boy Verno, aka, doesn't really speak a lot, which actually is a lie, by the way. He actually speaks a lot. Currently, the last 60 days has played, I think, 16 matches of Teo and then 7 with Sova, which means like it isn't as bad as Trent, but it's still pretty bad. That being said though, apparently Aspas and Verno currently have a bromance going on, and you know I'm a sucker for bromance, so I'm all eyes. Anyways, I'm putting them into Chaos tier because I genuinely could see them like just go all the way. PaperX, how the fuck did we get here? From losing against teams like DFM and then just going on to beat teams like DRX and T1, the current world champions, by the way. I don't get this, but hey, maybe Patman is the 2nd coming of Christ. I have no clue, because apparently he turned like one of the worst teams in APAC to one of the best. All I'm gonna say is nature is finally healing, because PaperX finally qualified for an international again, so I'm just a happy man. However, that being said, I don't know if they'll make it far, because this team is low-key more bipolar than my teammates after we win pistol rounds. Right after pistol round, full hype, but then just radio silence and sadness after round 5. Anyways, PaperX are going into Copium tier. And honestly, I think this tier should just be renamed to PaperX tier, because like there's a lot of copium going around in the PaperX community. That's okay. It's okay to cope. I'm a Sentinels fan. 2023 season. I know how it feels. Speaking of Sentinels, the team we've all been wanting to rank, right? To see how they're gonna do. And honestly, this team might be on the way to greatness. And I don't mean this because I'm a fan. Bang is currently one of the top 2 smokers in Americas. Like, this guy is anchoring sites better than the Federal Reserve safe. And have you ever seen someone break into the Federal Reserve safe? I've not. And also, if Sekinia, aka Second, plays like he's been doing, I don't see anyone beating us. I genuinely don't. Second is probably the best duelist in the world when he's feeling it. I don't say this because I'm a fan. I just mean it. The only thing I feel like with this team is we're kind of inconsistent. And what I mean by that is if Narid isn't shooting, we're kind of not playing really good. However, if he is shooting, this team is the best team in the world. That being said, though, I do feel like we need to mute the in-game comms during this tournament, at least for Sentinels, because some of the shit they're saying sounds like my Discord call with my Ekin.
They're putting the camera to me. Hey! Do the fucking face. Make the freaking white boy out.
All I want to see is Narid hitting an ace and doing the freaky white boy pose. That's all I want to see. So, will they win Masters? I don't know. Will they top the concurrent viewers peak for the tournament? Absolutely. Will Riot therefore rig it because they want to make more money? Probably. So what does this mean? Contender tier. RRQ. I am so sorry for doubting this team. This team is the greatest team in the world. I am so sorry. I've now learned from my mistakes. I still have no idea how they won stage 1 though. I'm be so real with you guys. But I do guess Jemkin is like the Valorant equivalent of Ronaldo, but on steroids. Anyways, these guys are cracked. They could win. However, I generally don't see how they could do that. Make this the Boney Jinx. RRQ fans, you're welcome. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my last video. Straight into contender tier. Okay, She Like Gaming, aka XLG, aka how, when, what, why, how. These guys went straight from winning Ascension in China to now becoming the #1 seed for Masters Toronto. They also beat EDG. But can we take a moment to just like thank God that we're finally seeing different teams from China and that it isn't only EDG, FPX. It's very refreshing. Honestly, still though, I have no clue if they're gonna do good or not. But from the looks of it, I have a feeling they're just gonna go. Okay, I'm currently in the middle of editing this, but we just got some words that apparently XLGU got suspended. One of their good players who helped them qualify for Masters Toronto as first seed. He got suspended for some stuff he said in 2016 in Counter-Strike about Hong Kong being an independent state, and you guys probably know that the Chinese state don't like this, and neither does XLG, so he got indefinitely suspended. So they're currently playing with Happyway. And may I say that he said this when he was 17 years old, bro, in 2016. Like, are we being dead ass, bro? This is f***ing stupid. F this shit. I'm putting XLG in Carmine Corp here, bro. So who's gonna win Masters Toronto? The big question. I don't know, but if you want my honest answer, it's probably either G2, Sentinels, or Fnatic. But I do know one thing: if Flat Chat puts you last, congrats on your trophy. And if you see any of the teams match fixing, then that's a part of the game. So let me know who you guys are fake predicting in the comments. Let me know who you guys think will win. I'm putting all my challenge points on Wolves, by the way. Watch them win. If you made it this far, I'm one of the few lucky people that get to watch part of the Toronto games live on Twitch. So if you want to stop by and watch them, twitch.tv/Boney. I'll pretty much be doing every single game. So see you there.